Oh my god. I'm nervous already.
Take me back to a year ago. You were here, but how did the idea even come about with the Moo? Like, what is happening in your life when this got rolling?
Before this, I was doing Hack House, and I see the power of that, the co-living residency thing. And then I was thinking, but hosting a Hack House is not easy. You have to find the spot, you have to raise money, you have to do the programming, everything. So it's basically like a small pop studio residency already. So I was thinking, if we spend like 2 months preparing for this, why don't we just make it bigger? Like during that time slot, I was actually thinking about, let's do a 6-month, 200 people residency in Chiang Mai. But then because of budgeting and many reasons, so it didn't happen. But then we were like, just maybe we should do a shorter one, which is like 2 months or a month and a half, and then that's how the Moo Chiang Mai idea came up. Yeah.
How did you get the first partner on board? Like, who were your first supporters back then?
Because I was doing like Hack House before this, I know a lot of hackers, builders, and also a lot of foundations that originally I have talked to, and then I reached out to some of them, and they seem very interested. Get rolling, yes.
And what do you think is special about the Moo? What is the essence? Can you describe what the Moo is all about?
To be honest, it's really hard to define. At least I feel we are more practical, very practical like community, because most of the people here are builders or software engineers, basically people who write code, and those people are, they're not here for the kumbaya, for the fancy stuff. They just want a place to work, to talk to similar minds, and to build something interesting.
Talking about, or going along the lines of real world problems, what are some of the projects, some of the impactful, measurable results that have come out of the Moo?
There are a few. For example, during the gathering in Muakra in Ghana, we met builders who are building like local payments, and also builders building payments for foreigners. And also one of the main outcome was the crecimiento.
So crecimiento actually was an idea that originated from people meeting at the Moo?
Not really. So crecimiento is an idea by Juan Benet, the founder of Protocol Labs and Filecoin. At that time we were doing like the pop city over there, and we had more than like 400 builders from all over Argentina. Basically, we have a huge local engagement. We had a few calls, things seems going great, and then they flew in to Argentina, and then everyone met together. And being aligned top down and bottom up is very rare in Argentina. So that is actually a very magical moment where it happened.
Why do you in particular care so much about bringing practical builders together to ship?
I have to give a bit of my background. So I studied humanities back in college, and I focus in the major modern day slavery. And this is a real case and matter that's happening right now in the world, and I was volunteering. And one thing I remember my professor told me because honestly, like doing this kind of job it's a lot of negative emotional feeling. Whenever you see this kind of thing, you always question like, what the fuck, what kind of place are we living right now, and how can this actually happen? One thing my professor told me was that don't judge the result, learn about the system. That's when I realized the importance of the systematic thinking. Like, you have to understand the system to actually solve the problem, and instead of judging is it good or bad, or is it right or wrong, at the result. It took me some years to understand, to learn, to actually and then that's when I got into blockchain. But blockchain is only technology that has a certain value behind it: decentralization, trustless. That's when I was really excited about this technology, and I decided to join the industry. After joining this industry for like 2 years, I see no actual real world impact. It was all about the hype, the pump and dump, the quick gambling and everything basically. So I kept like thinking and trying to find what's the actual use case, or basically why am I here? And then
Real world impact.
that's when I decided to start doing Hack House to find more builders who are actually building the technology instead of focusing on the pump and dump.
What are you most excited about coming up?
I'm excited about two things. One, I mean, three things. I mean, basically all the future, all the future plans that we have. So first is Crispianto. It is such a unique and high potential project that's happening, and I really want the world to see like the potential of this and the result of this. And second is our Pop City Utopia. We see Africa as a huge, huge place of potential talent, but lacking that support from the global community. And third is Japan. So we have been accepted to the World Expo, one of the largest ongoing events in the world that happens ongoing for more than 200 years. And this time in Osaka, there's gonna be 28 million people from around the world representing 160 countries. I'm super excited for that, and I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen after that.
Anything else you can share?
And I'm always the one who's sitting in front of the camera and sharing what's our achievement, but all this cannot happen without a team behind me and people around me. So all these people is what creates the move and made everything possible. And I could never do this without them. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.